It's life is sports, no doubt, and one man who actually decided to leave the Super Eagles, but then again he has been called back, is making the rounds. And no doubt, aside from playing for Al Shabab, he will be playing for the Super Eagles once more. I've got Tolu Shotade, who is here joining us on breakfast to dissect this whole story. Tolu, what's going on? Why is everyone complaining about the fact that Odion Ighalo is back?
I actually do not understand why this is a problem. This is not the first time it's happened. I'm actually on the fence on this. I don't think inviting Odion Ighalo back in the Super Eagles squad is a bad idea. If you remember, at when Nigeria won its second African Nations Cup title in Tunisia in 1994, there was a certain Stephen Keshi who was clubless at the time, but still went with the Super Eagles to that tournament and lifted the trophy at the end of the day, even though he didn't play any games. We remember John Mikel Obi, past his prime, was still taken to the AFCON. We remember Joseph Yobo played just one game the last time Nigeria won the AFCON. He also hadn't been playing any football at the time, but still went with the Super Eagles because of the experience he brought to the team. And can we talk about Ahmed Musa, who is the captain of the Super Eagles, didn't have a club for almost a year, and also used to play in the Middle East, but now has come back into mainstream Europe. So I don't think it's a bad thing. He's still scoring goals for Al Shabab. I think the big question is whether or not he will be a starter for the Super Eagles. I don't think that will happen. And people forget that Victor Osimhen is injured. Yes, we might have other options like Taiwo Awoniyi, Terry Murphy, but these guys aren't tested as far as the Super Eagles and Nigeria is concerned. So that's the list as it was released yesterday. There's Maduka Okoye in goal, Daniel Akpeyi from Mamelodi, from Orlando Pirates in South Africa. There's Francis Uzoho, and then the defenders, William Troost Ekong, Chidozie Awaziem, Jamilu Collins, Olaina, Kevin Akpogoma. There's Leon Balogun, Kenneth Mero, Zaidu Sanusi, who plays for FC Porto. And there's Abdullahi Shehu in midfield. Wilfred Ndidi is back after that injury with Leicester. Joe Aribo of Rangers is also in there. Kelechi Iheanacho, Franco Onyeka is having a super season with Brentford is also in there. Alex Iwobi also makes a return. Missed the last set of qualifiers because he picked up an injury while playing for Everton. And up front, it's good to see Samuel Chukwueze finally back with the Super Eagles. Had a horrible time with injury last season. The Villarreal man is back. Paulo Nacho also makes that. Chidera Ejuke, there's Victor Osimhen, who will not be making that list, depending on how this muscle injury we've been told he has sustained with Napoli does go. So you look at it, and in all honesty, if Victor Osimhen doesn't make it into, there's the likelihood that Odion Ighalo will not only return to the Super Eagles, but will start those qualifying games against Liberia and Cape Verde, because I'd pick him, to be honest, over Paulo Nacho. He might have scored a lot of goals in Belgium, but I'd still pick Odion Ighalo ahead of him any day. I don't think Nigerians should lose sleep. He's a very experienced player. He's very loyal to the Super Eagles, and I think that every time he plays for Nigeria, he gives his all. This guy is not a bad guy. Only Nigerian striker to play for Manchester United. You don't do that by mistake. He might not be at his prime, but what he has to offer right now is still something that I think is very, very beneficial to the Super Eagles.
It's something that we all should look out for, Tolu. But I'm sure that in the game we'll be able to break this down for us much more at 10:30, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and also, like talked about Alex Iwobi making a return to the team. He's been included in that squad. He was in action last night in the final match of the Premier League, from the weekend's action in the Premier League. His team, Everton, lost to Wolverhampton Wanderers by 2-1. He did get the solitary goal for Everton, but it wasn't enough. They lost to Wolves. Everton are on a very, very bad trend now. They've now lost the last consecutive games, which means that they've now dropped to 10th on the Premier League table after starting really well under the manager, Rafa Benitez. The alarm bell starting to ring over there. Away from that, there's Champions League football returning later tonight, and that's very, very interesting to see. A couple of Africans to expect. Bayern Munich are up against Benfica. Dinamo Kiev take on Barcelona. There's Atalanta against Manchester United. Villarreal with Samuel Chukwueze, they start against Young Boys. As Wolfsburg against FC Salzburg. There's Sevilla up against Lille. Malmo take on the African Legion at Chelsea. The likes of Edouard Mendy, Hakim Ziyech, all expected to play. And Juventus could book their place in the knockout rounds of the UEFA Champions League today. Remember, they got a 100% record from the previous matches. They won all 3 matches so far. A draw today against Zenit St. Petersburg will assure Juventus of a place in the round of 16. So that's the sport for now. It's back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Tolu Shotade. Thank you. And don't forget to catch him at 10:30 a.m.